There it is. I don't know. My camera got a little confused there because I moved my head out the way. First of all, welcome in. My name is Shannon Williams. I am the OCPD coach, and my goal is to help you build a healthy relationship with progress. How do I do that? Well, I walk you guys through my life. As I live my life outside of my 9 to 5, every single day, I have things to do. That's spending time with family, working on my personal projects, working out, spending time with God. And people always try to figure out ways to balance that out while also making progress. So that's what I love to talk about, and I'll just show you guys how I do it. And today's stream is our weekly check-in. So we're going to be hopping into a tool called Jira, which let me make sure I have the links in here for you. I have the Jira link right there in the chat. So if you want to use Jira, and I have another link there, which is a Jira tutorial. So if you guys want to learn how to use Jira, those are the pop-ups so that you can get active and you can follow along as we go along. Because I do love engagement. I love interaction. That being said, guys, let me just light this up a little bit. Give me 1 second. We are chilling with certain light. There it is. Yeah. We'll do that. Do a little bit of red today. And we are going to go right into our screen share. Now, this is always a quick, really, really quick stream. I do it and get right back to getting work done. So the goal is to just walk through everything we have assigned, see if things are on track, bounce out things that won't get done, and then also add tickets that came up that are considered ad hoc. So let me say meeting tomorrow. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can think of right now, but I don't think there is. So that being said, let me go ahead and get a timer going. We'll try to knock this out in 15 minutes. Time box myself. There it is. And let's get to it. So we're gonna start off with our actually, hold on. We actually have things we can knock off the list first. So I actually just knocked out Life 1195, which was a meeting with Jameson. So we'll pull that over to the done column. And let me check out what we have here. Benchmark, send RGSS for testing. We're gonna add that to do. And I will say for testing one. Actually, let me change this to testing two because I did technically do a testing one. And this is just going to be a build that I'll send over to Damien. I mean, not Damien, Jameson. We have our marketing meeting, which is not until Sunday, and hyper focus, which is not until Saturday. So that all looks good. Next, we have on the list the thing I just created. So this is our to do things that we have left to do that we can get done at any point in time. Tamboree, hello, hello. Welcome on in, Tamboree. So first on the list is what I just mentioned, sending our GSS for testing two. We'll get that done whenever we get a shot. Hopefully tonight. I'm going to send the build over tonight just so I can get this scratched off the list and move forward. The next thing is cutting Bean's hair. Bean is my son. That's his nickname. So I could have done it yesterday, but I didn't do it. So maybe I can do it today. We'll see. It's a really easy one, but I always like to just make sure I get that knocked out and don't forget to do it every week. The next thing we have on the list is, actually, yeah, I have AC drainage. So what I'm doing here, I'm just taking note of tickets that I had that came up that I haven't added in yet. So yeah, next thing we have on here is making everything feel more snappy, satisfying, throwing things in trash. So this is just something that I wanted to add to the game for a little more polish. This is again something that can continuously move, but I have actually been working on this, so I will pull it into my in progress. The next thing we have is implementing the rent payment system. This is also technically in progress. Now I haven't finished it. I've set up the base mechanic of it, but I'll probably finish working on it after I send the game for testing first. So I'll get the game to testing just so I can knock that off my list. And then while that's getting tested, I can start adding these additional things that I want to add to the game. So we'll get that added. And then we have our in progress. So things we're working on right now. Admin planning. This is a ticket I just continuously roll over until the end of the sprint because this includes setting my streams, sending out messages, which I didn't do this sprint. I mean, for this stream, but sending out messages to let people know that I am live and all the other stuff that I might have to do that might be business related or admin related. Next thing I have is rebuilding the first 15-minute experience. So that is what I'm working on. It's a big chunk. And this is something that, again, continues to roll over, probably will continue to roll over and just get adjusted. So from 4 to 5, 5 to 6, because this is a constant refinement process. So we'll see. We'll just continue to roll with this, but I'm just about comfortable with marking this ticket complete for the week. And then finally, the other ticket I mentioned, which was making everything feel more snappy and satisfying. And now we get to move to my favorite section, the things that are done. Let's check it out real quick. Jameson meeting, we get our thing for that. Let me make sure this isn't too loud in you guys' ears. No, we should be good. Oh, background music? Background music was not supposed to be playing this whole time. So I have no idea how that was playing. I apologize for that. I have no idea how that was playing. It's on my Steam Deck. It shows it was muted, so no idea what happened there. But let's keep going. I have due billing. Knock that out today. Add first set of wrestling cards to data table. Knock that out today. Shaving. Knock that out. Add in the first set of wrestlers to the data table. Knock that out. Outlining all-time wrestling tickets and milestones. So I got that knocked out. All Time Wrestling, by the way, is a game that I'm working on. It's a really cool board game, and I'm actually digitizing that. So I'm taking that board game and turning it into a video game. So that's something that I spend my time doing. Next up, we have build marketing tools for Jason to gather content. So I have a guy named Jason, and I went ahead and sent over my marketing tools for him to use to take pictures and different things like that. Next up, we have record and upload the first video to Shannon the Game Dev YouTube. I did that. So I recorded a few videos. The first video that I posted was just my introduction video. So just a way for you guys to understand what the purpose of the channel is and who I am. So that one is uploaded right now. Next up, we have Camille Biweekly. So I moved this to Sunday. I normally do it on this day, but this day has really gotten cramped. So after work, I'm basically slammed with streams and meetings, and I wanted to make sure we knew what to do going into the week. So that one is knocked out. After that, we have send list for streamer character models. So this was an ad hoc thing. I have an idea for getting a few streamers in my game, so I went ahead and put in the request for the player models and sent the references and all of that. So that took about 25, 30 minutes. So got that knocked out. Next up, we have configure game dev with Shannon content list. Oh, that's the name of my other YouTube channel. Yes, I did make my content list. I have probably 25 videos that I can build. So 25 ideas for videos, and we'll just pull them out as it makes sense and continuously upgrade and update that list. Next thing, trademark check-in. Yes, I did my trademark check-in. We have the OCPD Coach Sunday stream. I did that, and that is always the first ticket I can move over on Sundays. Read my Bible for 30 minutes. I knocked that out. Yep. Worked out, and actually, I think it was more like an hour this sprint, so that was really good. Worked out at least 2 days this week. Got that in. Sun time, 2.5 dedicated hours. Yes. Wipe time, 5 dedicated hours. It was sparse, so it wasn't the consistent 5 hours, but we definitely got our time in this sprint. And then creating a ramp for my son. Yes. Now that one was actually fun. It spawned a whole list of things in my head. I think I'm going to invest in another 3D printer. So I got some suggestions from one of my coworkers, and I think I'm going to go ahead and get one because I would love to start making our own models and printing out our own head sculpts and different things like that. I know how to 3D model. That's one of the things I got my degree in, and I love DIY stuff. So it just makes sense to do it. But yeah, that is our sprint. That is our weekly check-in. We are 18 tickets done, which is huge. That's big time. 3 tickets in progress here. Oh, and actually, I was thinking it's another one I normally get to move over. I get this one. Boom, get to move that over. And then there's another stream I need to move over for tonight, which is 8 o'clock. And that stream, I actually put it on my community post on the OCPD Coach channel. So tune into that. We're going to be talking about presentation and representation, especially as Black people. So I think that'll be a great conversation for us to have and discuss on that panel. Outside of that, I'm going to get back to work because I do have a lot of things, obviously, that I have to get done. And I want to make sure I'm not pressed against time and pressed against the wall to get everything done. So, you guys, I hope you have a good one. I will tell you that I will be live streaming again if you want to keep up with me this Saturday. So, This Saturday, we're going to do our hyper focus stream. And what I might do, I might actually do the hyper focus stream on both channels because now that I know I can multi stream, I'm streaming on both my YouTube channels right now. Now that I know I can do this, I'm probably going to just do all of my streams like this from now on. I think that actually is a solid way to bring people over and still get everything. The biggest thing I've been checking is my drop frames. I've dropped about 1.5%, which isn't too crazy, but yeah, we'll probably just do it like that. And outside of that, I'm going to be streaming on Sunday. So every Sunday at 1:15 p.m. Eastern time, that's when we plan our sprint out. All of the stuff that you see on my board, that's when you get to see me go through everything. So that'll be a lot of fun. I do need to add two more things in here. So I need to add in that I have a let's say Friday meeting for on I want to call it on board, but I don't think that's what it's called. But I'll just put it as that for right now. And we're gonna make that. I'm gonna assume that's 2 hours, just accounting for prep, and then after the meeting and the meeting itself. And then one more thing I'm going to add on here is AC drainage. So I spent a few hours on this. I probably spent close to closer to 3 hours cleaning out the drains for the AC units. We've had extreme heat out here in Florida, so that's been big time. And one more thing that I want to update is my son, creating a ramp for my son. I put one. Oh, I put four. I already updated it. Look at me, already ahead of schedule. And then my wife time and son time, I update that next sprint to give that accurate times because right now I have a one story point for him. But yeah, so that's going to be the stream. I'm trying to think if there's one thing I can give you guys before I go, which would be helpful. So let me think. Okay, I'll give you one thing. If you are a video game developer and you're trying to really get into the world of making your own game, maybe you have a bunch of ideas and you don't know where to start, I always recommend that you identify where your interests lie and where your strengths are. So I know I was very artistic. So for me, my initial entry into game design and game development was on the art side, creating characters, creating environments. And then I realized that I actually loved creating environments, creating worlds. So that's when I went and got my college degree from Full Sail in video game. What is it actually in? Game art. That's when I got the degree in game art. But I realized as I got older that my strength was actually in programming and creating systems. That was another strength that I had and didn't know about. So that's where I started to fit all of the pieces into my puzzle of a game developer. And now I can do whatever discipline needs to be done. So if I need some models created, I can go make them myself, or I can bring somebody else on board to do it. Or if I need a system designed, I actually do all my own programming, but I could do my own programming. I couldn't do it originally. So figure out where your strengths lie and really, really try to see if you can fill in the gaps. So trying Fiverr, trying Upwork, trying to get different people on board. One thing that I will just remind you guys and hope that you keep in mind is do not expect anybody to work for free. I tried to expect that starting out, and you won't get the quality if you do find people work for free, but also you want to just start things off on the right foot. So unless you guys are doing a hobby share project where everything is going to be shared, that's made up front, that's legally set in stone, all that stuff, make as much stuff on your own as you can. And then on top of that, you want to pay people what they are worth and what they require, what they ask. One thing I do now is I don't go in typically with a set price unless there is only a certain amount of budget I have for an area, but I make it known up front that I'm not expecting you to work for this price if it's too low. What I do is I ask people how much they expect to get paid or how much they'll be comfortable getting paid. And that allows you to know that you're going to, first of all, make sure you're taking care of the people that you have on board. But then also, it's making sure that that person that's working is going to feel valued and they're going to feel appreciated, which is going to allow them to do better work. So just things to keep in mind. I know we all have ideas, but you have to do something with those ideas. And you could do a lot of the work, a lot of that leg work up front on your side. That being said, I want you guys to go wishlist Retro Game Store Simulator, which is available on Steam right now. And I want you all to keep fighting for your life. Peace.